Often, the choices you think are fully conscious are quietly guided by something beneath the surface. A fear you barely notice can shape what you pursue, what you avoid, and how you react, steering decisions without alerting your rational mind. Understanding these hidden influences can reveal why certain patterns repeat, why hesitation happens at the worst times, and how freeing yourself from subconscious fears can unlock more confident, intentional choices. Today, we will talk about the subconscious fear controlling your decisions. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The hidden force behind your choices. Every day, you make countless decisions: what to eat, what to say, which path to take in life. Most of these decisions feel conscious, but a large portion is driven by your subconscious mind. Deep down, hidden fears influence your behavior without you even realizing it. These fears often stem from early life experiences, social conditioning, or past failures. For example, a fear of rejection might prevent you from expressing your true opinions, even if rationally you know there's little risk. A fear of failure may keep you stuck in familiar routines instead of pursuing opportunities that could improve your life. Understanding that your subconscious fears are influencing your choices is the first step to reclaiming control. Many people mistakenly blame themselves for indecision or lack of progress, when in reality, their subconscious mind is steering them away from risk or discomfort to keep them safe. Recognizing this hidden influence allows you to take conscious steps toward intentional decision-making. 2. How fear shapes everyday decisions. Subconscious fear operates quietly but pervasively. It can affect small daily choices as well as major life decisions. For instance, you might choose to stay in a stable but unfulfilling job because fear whispers that leaving could lead to failure or financial instability. Similarly, fear can influence how you interact socially, leading you to avoid certain conversations or relationships. Even when your conscious mind believes you are making rational choices, fear creates invisible barriers. Your subconscious has a protective function. It wants to keep you safe from perceived threats. But in modern life, the threats it responds to are often imagined or exaggerated. This creates a conflict between rational desires and subconscious caution. The result is hesitation, procrastination, or repetitive patterns that feel hard to break. Becoming aware of these patterns is crucial if you want to make decisions that align with your conscious goals, rather than being unknowingly guided by fear. 3. Fear of failure and its ripple effect. One of the most common subconscious fears is the fear of failure. This fear is powerful because it doesn't only affect high-stakes decisions, it infiltrates every step of planning and execution. People often avoid opportunities because they imagine negative outcomes, even if the probability is low. They may delay starting a project, second-guess themselves, or settle for mediocrity instead of striving for excellence. The subconscious fear of failure creates a ripple effect, influencing both personal and professional life. While failure is a natural part of growth, the brain interprets it as a threat. This misinterpretation can prevent people from taking the risks necessary for success. Recognizing that fear is operating at a subconscious level allows you to consciously challenge it, step by step, and begin making decisions that reflect what you truly want rather than what you are unconsciously avoiding. 4. Fear of rejection and social approval. Another common subconscious fear is the fear of rejection. Humans are inherently social, and our brains are wired to seek acceptance. This ancient wiring was essential for survival in tribal communities, where being excluded could have dire consequences. Today, that same instinct persists, even though social rejection rarely threatens survival. The fear of rejection can lead you to conform, avoid confrontation, or suppress your opinions. Subconsciously, your mind nudges you towards safe choices that will keep you accepted, even if they conflict with your personal desires or goals. The result is a pattern where decisions are influenced less by authentic intent and more by imagined social consequences. Awareness of this fear is critical because it allows you to pause, evaluate whether your actions serve your goals, and gradually act despite the discomfort of potential disapproval. 5. Comfort zones and the subconscious safety net. Subconscious fear also keeps you trapped in comfort zones. Your mind associates familiar routines with safety and novelty with risk. Even when conscious reasoning tells you that change could lead to growth, the subconscious fear response triggers hesitation or avoidance. This internal tension between desire and caution often causes procrastination or indecision. For example, you might dream of starting a new business or moving to a new city, but find yourself endlessly planning without taking the leap. The subconscious mind interprets the unknown as a threat, even if it holds potential benefits. Breaking free from these self-imposed boundaries requires identifying where fear is operating beneath the surface and deliberately taking actions that expand your comfort zone while managing risk. 6. The role of past experiences. Past experiences heavily shape subconscious fears. Early failures, criticisms, or rejections can become encoded in the mind as warnings, even if they occurred decades ago. The brain uses these memories to predict outcomes and protect you from repeating mistakes. Unfortunately, this protective mechanism can limit your growth. You might avoid opportunities, hold back in relationships, or hesitate to pursue goals because the subconscious mind is replaying old scenarios and projecting them into the present. Recognizing that these fears are echoes of past experiences, not inevitable outcomes, allows you to consciously respond rather than react. 7. How anxiety amplifies subconscious fear. Anxiety is often a magnifier for subconscious fear. When anxiety levels are high, the brain becomes hypervigilant, scanning for potential threats in decisions large and small. This amplification can make even minor choices feel risky or overwhelming. For example, you might overanalyze every word in an email, avoid asking for help, or repeatedly postpone important decisions. Anxiety interacts with subconscious fear to create a feedback loop where worry fuels avoidance, and avoidance strengthens fear. Awareness of this loop is critical. By recognizing how anxiety triggers subconscious fear, you can implement strategies like mindfulness, structured decision-making, or incremental exposure to feared situations. 8. Practical steps to override subconscious fear. The first step to overcoming subconscious fear is awareness. Identify which fears are influencing your decisions and whether they are rational or imagined. Journaling, meditation, or reflective questioning can reveal hidden patterns. Next, take incremental action. Break decisions into smaller, manageable steps that reduce perceived risk. For example, if fear of rejection prevents you from expressing ideas, start by sharing thoughts in low-stakes situations before addressing higher-stakes contexts. Exposure helps retrain the subconscious mind to tolerate discomfort. 9. Aligning decisions with values, not fear. Once you understand the subconscious fears controlling your choices, the next step is to realign decisions with your core values. Instead of letting fear dictate what feels safe, identify what matters most to you: growth, relationships, creativity, or purpose. Evaluate each choice through the lens of your values rather than the avoidance of potential negative outcomes. This shift creates clarity and motivation. Decisions become less about avoiding risk and more about pursuing what is meaningful. When values drive choices, fear becomes an informative signal rather than a controlling force. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.